There are several reasons that a market might be a monopoly. A monopoly is an industry where a single firm produces a product that has no close substitutes. There's several reasons why a monopoly might exist. A particular company might have exclusive control of a particular resource. There may be network externalities. A particular company might have a technological advantage. Or the government might have provided some exclusive ability of this company to operate either through a patent or a copyright or some sort of license. But the most common kind of monopoly is what we call a natural monopoly. A natural monopoly exists when average total cost is falling throughout the entire relevant size of the market determined by the demand curve. And so if average total cost is falling, and it's usually because of high fixed costs. And the classic example is the electric industry, where there's one electric company serving your particular home or your particular business, at least in terms of the transmission and distribution, because the cost of the poles and the wires and getting the distribution network built is so expensive, millions and millions of dollars, that it is difficult to imagine a second company being able to come in and replicate all of that, build all those poles, build all those wires to provide a second option for a particular customer in a particular home or business. And so we call this a natural monopoly. Now, unregulated, a monopolist is going to try to maximize its profit, and the way the monopolist maximizes its profit is the same way any other industry maximizes its profit. They pick the quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Now, in perfect competition, marginal revenue equals price, and so we get to the efficient quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost, where price equals marginal cost. In the example of the monopolist faces the entire demand curve, so their marginal revenue curve is below the demand curve. It's going to be below price, and the monopolist is going to choose the quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Put a little dot here, and we go straight down, and we find that quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. And then the monopolist is always going to price off the demand curve, so you go straight up to the demand curve to find the price. So as you can see, the price is significantly higher than marginal cost, and the monopolist is able to make a profit in the long term. Profit is price minus average total cost times quantity. So this would be the monopolist's profit. Now, there is still some consumer surplus. As we know, consumer surplus we would think of as the area under the demand curve above the price. So the monopolist has chosen this price, which is the point on the demand curve above where marginal cost equals marginal revenue. And so this area here, the area under the demand curve above the price, is going to be the consumer surplus. We also can think about the deadweight loss. Now, interestingly, we would consider to be the efficient point, to be that point where marginal cost equals price. And so this would be the efficient quantity where there would be no mutually beneficial trades that go unexploited. And so, get rid of that marker. Let's try a different one. And so this would be the quantity. And so all of this reduction in quantity, we would consider this to be the deadweight loss. The entire area of this triangle, where the deadweight loss is the base of the triangle, is the quantity that would be efficient. This would be the efficient quantity where price equals marginal cost, minus the quantity the monopolist would choose. And the height of that triangle is the difference between the price that the monopolist charges and the marginal cost. So we're assuming a constant marginal cost in these electric company examples. So we have consumer surplus, we have the monopolist profit, we have deadweight loss. Now, normally, electric companies are regulated, and one thing that the regulators try to do often is try to have the monopolist break even. So break even is actually going to be a price that's higher than marginal cost. If the regulator chose the price at marginal cost, the efficient price, as you can see, that price is actually below average total cost, and the company would lose money. And in the long run, the company would go out of business, which we would not like, unless the government were to provide a subsidy. And it's hard to imagine the government actually subsidizing the utility companies through tax dollars. That's probably not likely to occur. And so what we would expect the regulator to do would try to pick the point, and this would be the point where the price equals average total cost, or the demand curve hits average total cost. And this then would be the quantity regulation. This would be the price regulation, and where the monopolist would break even. Now remember, break even means that economic profit is zero. Economic profit by definition is going to be lower than accounting profit. So do not worry, the monopolist will still make an accounting profit, but we're going to say that their economic profit is going to be zero if the regulator is doing an accurate job of picking a price where the demand curve hits the average total cost curve. So the monopolist would continue to operate in the long run, even at break even, even at zero economic profit, because their accounting profit would be positive.